Today's Tuesday, April 21st, 2015. Normally I would write something like this down in my journal, but I do know that I can probably talk this out. And I also just wanted to be able to reflect back on my thoughts. Jessica's MRI is scheduled. I'm going to pick her up in about 20 minutes and take her out of school and then take her back into school. And she has a play date scheduled with a friend after school. Otherwise, I'd probably just take her out of school and just have fun for the rest of the day. But I don't know, this kind of came up with your friend Ava, and I know you love having play dates. So if I take you back to school after your appointment, then you'll be able to go home with her. So, not having, pushing aside all anxious thoughts, not worrying about what results we will find with this MRI, and knowing that we can trust God in anything that comes about. So we did talk on the way to school, and I've taken her through all the steps. I've told her exactly what to expect when she goes in there, about how they're going to need her to lay still and how the pictures will be taken. I've talked to her about when we take photos and she moves and it turns out blurry, and so we have to delete it and take another picture. And sometimes getting the right pictures, it's going to take a little time, but the faster that she stays, the more she stays still during the process, the less time it will take for her to be in the scan. So she does know, and she's well prepared. I told her that the attendant there would be talking to her on a speaker, and that I would be somewhere near in the room with her. She wouldn't be able to see me when she goes into the scan, but yeah, I think she's just well prepared. She doesn't seem nervous about it. In fact, I think she's a little bit excited that, you know, this is something new for her to experience, and not everybody gets to do it. So I'm gonna get back on and record again my thoughts. We won't know results for a couple days, but we're trusting God with whatever results come about. And I love you so much. And I've got your brothers praying for you, and your grandparents praying for you, and my friends praying for you. And also, I'm very, very happy because your daddy is coming along. And I know that he is stressed. I know that he has a lot of things on his mind with work, and it's not easy for him to pull away from work. But I didn't have to ask him. I really did want him to come. I mentioned something last night to Chris. Just if he was planning on going to the appointment with us, and didn't really think that he would. I didn't want to give him any guilt. I didn't want him to feel like he had to go, so I didn't ask him. But he's coming, and it meant the world to me. And I told him that, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes to know that he was going to take off and come with us to this appointment. He's really, really a wonderful, wonderful father. He's a wonderful man of God, and I'm so cherished and grateful to have him as my husband. Okay. We've been home now for about an hour, and we looked at all the images and don't see anything, but I don't really know what we're looking at, so we're just going to wait. But let me tell you about that experience. It wasn't what I anticipated. It wasn't really what I had warned Jessica about. I thought 10 or 15 minutes most she would be having to lay still. But after we got there and they prepped her in the room and showed her where she would be laying, and they explained it, and they were really good. They banged on the side of the machine and let her know that she would be hearing clanking noises and loud noises and buzzing and all kinds of things. And they really explained the whole thing, and she comprehended it all. She was calm, and she expected that. But I think in her mind, she was thinking, you know, I don't know. I think to a 7-year-old, when you tell them they got to lay still for 15 minutes, they think it's, you know, after 5 minutes, it's been 15 minutes kind of thing. So after just the first couple of minutes, I was allowed and Chris was allowed to stay in the room. We were sitting in a chair, and she seemed to get a little bit fidgety, and I told her to stay calm, and I started singing to her. I sing lullabies, and I was just telling her, just go to sleep. We're just going to pretend it's nighttime, and you're going to fall asleep, and you're going to be fine. And we found out that she was going to have to lay there for 45 minutes. She couldn't do it. She started panicking. She started crying. She said, you know, tell that lady to come back in here. I want out of here. So I just kept saying, she's in the room, Jessica. She's taking your pictures, and you're not going to be able to get out. You're going to be fine. Take a deep breath. And I couldn't calm her down with my words. So I look at the nurse behind the glass, and I'm like, she's really freaking out. So the nurse comes in the room, rolls her out, you know, let her blow her nose, let her hug me. And we just told her she had to get through it, that, you know, I didn't know it was going to be 45 minutes, but we knew she could do it. We knew she could do it, and she had to do it, and she just had to go to her happy place in her head. And we just told her that she could take breaks, but it would mean a long day. It would mean we would be there for a lot longer. But if she could try to calm and remain herself, then we could get out of there. And it took a few minutes of coaxing and calming her down, but the technician allowed me to lay on the table with her. So that seemed to get Jessica into a better place. And so we got her back into the mask. She laid on a table. I'll show you a picture, but they put a mask, like helmet, over her head, and they wedged her cheeks in with little pillow wedges. And so they allowed me to, you know, lay on my side. So I laid on my side. I did have a neck. I'm laying on my side like this. So I didn't have anything to really support my head. And I had my hand over her chest, and I kept her hands down, and because she kept wanting to go up and itch her nose. So I was really happy that I was able to lay there. It hurt my hip a little and it hurt my neck, but we survived it. I wasn't supposed to talk to her much, but I was, you know, encouraged to just keep her calm. So I, you know, would tell her every once in a while. I could see her chest moving and too fast, and I would say, just take a really long deep breath in, take a deep breath. I kept her calm, and we got through it, and we are so glad it's over. I'm really proud. To ask a 7-year-old to lay still like that, it was a lot to ask, but she did it, and we're home. She's back at school, and she's going for her play date, and she's okay. No headaches today, so that's a good sign. And now we just wait. We just wait. She has a neurologist appointment on May 26th, so I'll just keep documenting this, because it will be nice to look back at this someday and remember all of this. And we're just trusting God that we'll find answers and we'll have solutions, and hopefully she won't have to have any more tests like that.